Namaste everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today is day 2 of Navratri. So today we are going to discuss few things related to the Brahmacharini, and we are going to also look through certain aspects where we can use these teachings to improve our lifestyle, to improve our life in a holistic approach. Okay. So let us start our session with a small invocation. Invocation is nothing but kind of a prayer where you are just receptive, where you just tell the universe that yes, I am in the course of evolution. Please help me to evolve. That's it. So there are a lot of people who have different opinions on the prayers and invocation, but there are two processes of invocation. So there is one thing called as invocation where you call upon the universe, gods, demigods, anybody. Okay. Similarly, there is a process of evocation also. We shall discuss all these concepts later on, but just for sake of understanding of your brain, invocation is nothing but it is just to improve or increase the focus and attention period so that you are able to digest and perceive and have your own perception regarding the things what I am going to speak. Okay, so let us start. Keep your tongue to your palate, keep your eyes closed, keep your spine straight. Focus your attention on your breathing. Just be aware of your breathing. Inhalation, gap, exhalation, gap. With each breath, you feel more calm, more relaxed. Inhale slowly and gently. Hold. Exhale slowly and gently. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Normalize your breathing. Just be aware of your breathing. Try to feel it. When the air is gushing into your nostrils, it is slightly cooler as compared to the air coming out of your nostrils. Feel that. Observe yourself as your breathings are becoming deep and rhythmic. You can also feel your heartbeats. Now, ask yourself, who is breathing? Why am I breathing? There is no need to search for an answer. Just ask. You just follow my voice. During the entire process, kindly keep your tongue to your palate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavaseshyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. All of us are a part of this infinite source of energy. This infinite source of energy is termed as God or something else. Though humanity has different names, but it means the same thing. Tune in this infinite source of energy. We are also a part of this infinite energy. Any small part of this infinite source of energy is infinite in itself. All of us are child of God, and this small part of this infinite is there within us. That is our soul. It is the soul which is occupying this body. Because the soul is occupying this body, the body is breathing. All of us are directly connected to this infinite source of energy. We'll be tapping into the infinite source of energy within us. Mentally, you can repeat after me. I am that I am. I am the soul. I am not my senses. I am not my emotions. I am not my thoughts. I am not the mind. Emotions, thoughts are products of the soul. The mind is an instrument used to interact, respond, and react to the environment. It is dependent on the senses, the five senses. It is the soul who is in charge of the senses, not the mind nor the senses. We acknowledge this fact. This is one level of the absolute truth. We surrender ourselves towards the Supreme Being, towards this infinite energy. There are a lot of people, lot of angels, lot of gods who guide us towards this absolute truth. We'll pay respects to them. If you have any guru in your life, just think about your guru. Pay your respect. Be grateful. Feel gratitude towards them. Any person, any being in your entire existence who has helped you towards nurturing you, towards knowing your true self, has brought you near to the absolute truth. Pay respect to them. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Shakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. We the souls, we bow down to the Guru Tattva, the essence of Guru, which is helping all of us to seek and to be one with the absolute truth. To all the lineages, all the sampradayas, we salute you. We, the souls, are super receptive, super conductive at all the levels. We are nothing but just instruments. We know and we acknowledge that. We just want to become a better instrument. For that, whatever is needed shall be done. We are ready for evolution. We are ready to become a better instrument. We are ready to radiate the light of God. Light of God is flowing through us. Each and every cell of our body, each and every particle of our existence is vibrating at a high frequency and is radiating the light of God. Anything which is not in alignment, which is holding us to increase our frequency, to increase our connection, shall be sacrificed right away. We identify ourselves as souls. Things which are not required shall be removed from our system. We are fully receptive, fully conductive at all the levels. We bow down to the absolute truth, to the Supreme Being. We bow down to the creation of the Supreme Being, to all the gods, demigods, angelic realms, angels, all the lineages, all the gurus. We invoke for your blessings. We invoke for your teachings and guidance. Kindly lead us to the path of absolute truth. Be still, be aware, observe what is happening to you. Slowly and gently focus your attention on your breathing. With each breath, you are becoming more receptive. You are radiating more light of God. With each breath, your consciousness is expanding. You are opening the new doors towards understanding, being guided towards absolute truth. This silence and stillness is making you calm, blissful, and joyful. Slowly try to move your fingers, your toes. Take a deep breath. Be in this state for a few seconds. Return to your body. Slowly and gently open your eyes with a smile. You can take your time. We shall practice silence for a minute and then we will be starting. Okay. We shall start. Kindly open your eyes. I hope everyone is okay. Good. Okay. So we shall start today's session. I welcome you all for this day two of Navratri. We'll be talking about the second Durga Ma. So we need to understand this concept a little bit in detail, like how yesterday we spoke about so many things. एंड आज हम थोड़ी ज्यादा बात करेंगे रिलेटेड टू हाउ एंड व्हाट एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स सो आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू फ्यू थिंग्स अभी जैसे व्हेन वी आर इन द स्कूल वी रीड or we learn three subjects: physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay, so chemistry and physics are interrelated, and similarly biology and chemistry are also interrelated. Okay, so with that aspect you understand that chemistry is acting like a between kind of a line between physics and biology both. Okay, like in terms of biology we need to understand regarding the atoms, molecules, enzymes, and proteins which are going to bind. So you need to know the chemical composition. Okay, and now to understand the chemical composition you need to know the number of electrons, protons, neutrons, as well as the what kind of energy levels they are possessing, that is taught in physics. Similarly, when we talk about Ved, Upanishad, and Puran, there is this one Puran, which is the Devi Puran, what we are actually focusing on. It is also correlated. अगर आपको देवी पुराण भी अच्छे से पढ़ना है, so you need to also read few other books. Okay, so for example, जैसे हमने कल बात किया शैलपुत्री के बारे में, तो हमने बोला कि शिव पुराण भी पढ़ेंगे तो बेटर है. ठीक है, वैसे ही ब्रह्मचारिणी में भी शिव पुराण आप पढ़ेंगे, उसमें भी देर इज इंटर कोरिलेशन बिटवीन देम, एंड देर इज सम कोरिलेशन ऑफ विष्णु पुराण ऑल्सो. वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस बोथ द पुराणास, सम अमाउंट ऑफ देम, लाइक थोड़ा कम डिस्कस करेंगे वो हिसाब से. एंड देर आर फ्यू उपनिषद हु आर विच आर ऑल्सो रिलेटेड टू दिस पार्ट. ओके, now yesterday we spoke about the divine feminine aspect, or the Shakti, Adi Shakti. Adi means primitive. That particular source of energy which is required for this movement of energy around the planet Earth. Understand this. There are certain laws, जैसे हम physics के बारे में बात करते हैं, by which the energy is flowing. So there is this particular statement which is it is mentioned in the physics that energy cannot be generated nor be destroyed. It can be just transformed from one form to another. That is what a simple definition of energy is, right? So, in other words, if I say the net Shakti which is required to run the planet Earth remains constant. irrespective where the Shakti is or where the energy is. So there are two forms of energy, kinetic and potential. All of us know this. Okay. Similarly, we also have kinetic and potential form of energy. This energy is infinite in potential for us. So, in other words, what we are actually tapping is the infinite potential of the energy which we can radiate, because we are not creating nor we are destroying. We are just transferring this energy from one form to another. Simple. Is this concept clear regarding this? Now, interestingly, because of how the society is designed right now, you might see that there is a lot of patriarchal influence towards the society. Similarly, there is a lot of patriarchal influence in our shastras also. Okay. However, if you read it properly, you will understand that there is no influence of feminine or masculine energy as such. Everything is very neutral. The aspect of revelation is feminine in nature. Okay. So let me rephrase the statement with respect to God. So Ma Durga is nothing but a revelation of this divine feminine aspect of energy. Okay. Now, because most of us, and during that time, the evolution was not that high of the people. So they used to not understand that why this is like this. And hence, 99% of the times, all the Rishi Munis have written stories. In a story format, we are able to remember things better. Okay. So there is this one story which came in. It is, I don't remember exactly from which Puran it is. Maybe it is from any Upanishad also. I am not very clear. So there was a time where the demigods, that is the nature gods, they felt that they are the one जो ये सृष्टि का संचालन कर रहे हैं. They felt that they are the one who are balancing the entire universes. Okay. So उसमें सब आ गए. The air god, the sun god, the water god, the earth god, every gods. So they used to feel this. And among that, among all the gods, there is someone who is kind of a supervisor or a leader, to be more precise, and that is Lord Indra. Okay. So during one of the conversations, when all these demigods they were sitting together and they were conversing, and they were on the planet Earth during that time. So they were speaking that we are the one who are doing all these things. So they had that particular mindset. During that time, there was one surge of energy which was experienced somewhere in the universe. So all these demigods, they went towards that particular surge of energy and they just observed what is happening. So there was this female who was standing. So they were like that, how can you radiate such kind of energy? We are the gods, we are one who was radiating this kind of energy. So that the female, she started saying that you are not creating the energy. You are just transferring energy from one form to another. And it is your duty or responsibility to become an instrument. So this concept was not well taken by the gods, and there was a huge argument regarding that. Okay, there was no war, there was an argument. Argument, I can also say debate, but debate and argument are not correct terms. Like I can also say discussion, because there was a result, a fruitful result of that conversation. So let's not talk about that much. So what happened is, in the end, they realized that this is Ma Durga, because when they realize that this is the Shakti, what they are channelizing the entire planet. Okay, that is the reason why the planet is running actually. So then they realize about this part, and then Ma Durga was like that I am going to take life forms in order to tell people that yes, this is one thing where you need to worship, or not worship but pay respects. Okay, you will never find any god in the entire Shastra of Sanatan Dharma saying that you should worship me. Are you getting my point? You will never find that particular thing. Why? Because it does not matter what you worship. Even if you are worshipping a stone, it is going to reach to the God. Even if you are worshipping the form, it is going to reach to the Parabrahman. However, with evolution point of view, when you see the infinite, uh, you know, There is this example. I don't know how far you guys can relate to this. We'll talk about one of the concept of the physics. Okay, so there is the concept of electron. So electron has no mass practically. It is just a form of cloud of negative energy which is going around an atom, which is going around a nucleus. Okay, that is what the concept says. Now, interestingly, what physicists had discovered that when we are observing electron, they wanted to categorize electron, that what it is it a wave or is it a particle? So then when they started observing, they realized that electron sometimes behaves like a wave or sometimes behaves like a particle, and hence it is never mentioned that what is an electron. Electron is just mentioned like a cloud. That's it, a cloud of charge. Are you getting my point? Similarly, it is our perception of the Supreme Being that many a times we feel that Supreme Being is formless or Supreme Being has form. It doesn't matter. We cannot say because we have not experienced. And people who have experienced it won't say because they are like, any language cannot describe the existence of God. Are you getting my point? That is the beauty of Sanatan Dharma, that you are allowed to have your perception towards God. You are allowed to do your practices. You are also allowed to not believe on God. You are allowed for everything. You can become atheist, you can become agnostic, you can become non-believer, you can become believer, you can become Panth Sampradaya believer, you can become Vedantic believer. Anything and everything is open. Why? As I'm saying, and I will always say that, there are 8 billion people on the planet approximately. So there are 8 billion ways to reach towards the absolute truth. Okay. In this understanding, in this process, let us understand that why Nav Durga is very important. So this 9 revelation of Shakti is very important for us to channelize different types of energies during that particular day. Is this concept clear? Okay. So let's move ahead. So how we discussed about Shailaputri and what we discussed about that Sati was there during the time, and then because of the self-respect and all those things, she decided to end her life, and Parvati was born. She was the daughter of Himalayas. So by the way, Himalayas are the youngest mountain range on the entire planet Earth. Okay, so if you do some research, you will understand why it is like that. So then Parvati was a human form. Okay. So she cannot have a husband who is a god. So she needed to do few things. So that Shaila Putri, Shail means the earth and Putri means the daughter. Okay. Shaila means actually a mountain. So that is how the name came. So what do you think, or who do you think who have guided Shailaputri to become Brahmacharini? So that is it is Parvati only, but Parvati is represented as Shailaputri once, and now she is represented as Brahmacharini in today. Understand this. It is similar to the process of how you live your life. First, you are a student, then you became a university student, then you became a husband or a wife or a son, like you were a son or a daughter, like that. So we have different role plays, but at different phases of our life, we become something else. For example, if I'm a doctor, so after that particular number of years, like 23 or 24 years, my name changed from Janmesh to Dr. Janmesh. Okay, so that identity changes. Similarly, this is an identity which is given to her by us. Is this part clear? Now, there are few stories associated to Brahmacharini. If the name itself suggests that it is related to which chakra, it is related to the sacral chakra or the sex chakra. Okay. Brahmacharini, let's study that particular name. Brahman means the supreme being, the absolute truth. Charini or Acharani, that means unka acharan karna. What do you mean by acharan karna? Acharan matlab 24/7 you are going to think, you are going to meditate, you are going to just keep on reminding yourself regarding this absolute truth. Okay, this is also the meaning of Brahmachari, a person who has given up on everything. It is not external giving up, it is internally they have given up. But they perform their duties. They do have a choice. But the 24/7 is given under the acharan of the Supreme Being. Okay. Now, there are few concepts, or I can say few words in Sanskrit, like Sat Chit Anand. Okay. So, as yesterday also I spoke, that there is information when you refine the information, when you think and meditate, it becomes knowledge. When this knowledge is surrendered onto the Supreme Being, it becomes wisdom. Some amount of them becomes wisdom. So, there is a process towards refining a piece of information and taking out wisdom. That is what has been mentioned in most of the Shastras. In the process, what happens to you is evolution. Okay. This is very simple and very straightforward. So, what happened? Let's look at the story, the Puranic Katha of this particular event, what happened in the history. Okay. Now, there will be a lot of doubts. So, if you don't have doubts, I had some doubts. So, I'll clarify those doubts. So, during that time, there was a asura known as Tarkasur. Okay. So Tarkasur had a वरदान. उनके पास ये वरदान था कि वो डिसाइड कर सकते थे. तो that वरदान was given, and that particular वरदान what he chose was महादेव के अंश या फिर महादेव जिस को जन्म देंगे वो ही उनका मृत्यु का कॉज बन सकता है. उनको छोड़ के कोई भी उनको नहीं मार सकता. So when we are talking about this part, it is not on only planet Earth. There are 14 planets like that. And उसमें से जो planet Earth है उसके 3 नीचे है 3 ऊपर है. So if you read Bhagavatam, you will understand the whole concept. Okay. So there are like 3 different lokas, and this is known as Bhulok, where we are staying right now. So that was the particular thing what happened with Tarkasur. And because in order to defeat him, the gods and everything, everyone, they were like, okay, let's do something. Also, it might be the part of divine plan. So Sati got married. So Sati was always attracted towards Mahadev, and she got married, and things happened. Things didn't work out. They didn't have a baby. After that, she whatever happened with Daksh Prajapati, there were Shakti beats all around, and the energy what she carried had brought down. Okay, that Ansh was Ma Parvati, which was incarnated. तो उनका पहले शैलपुत्री के हिसाब से हुआ जन्म, and after that Narad Muni came to her. Narad Muni. Okay, understand. Narad Muni plays a very important and a very significant role in entire balancing of the entire cosmos. He is a son to Lord Brahma. Okay, but disciple of Lord Vishnu. So, because he is also a disciple of Lord Vishnu, he knew that this is needed for protection of this cosmos. So he guided Ma Parvati to do certain kind of sadhana to refine her physical form to such an extent that she'll be able to take Mahadev's energy. And then Brahmacharini, then Parvati became Brahmacharini. She started doing the sadhanas, what was instructed to her. Now, according to the scriptures, about 1000 years, she had a sattvic ahar. Sattvic, not in the terms of the Sankhya philosophy. She only ate fruits and she did her sadhana. And then she ate only bilipatra, which was also which was not taken by, which was not taken by, she was not taking that from the tree or something like that. The bilipatra, जो नीचे गिरे थे जमीन पे, she only had that. Okay, and after there was a time, so according to scripture, it goes on for 1000 years, only fruit ahar. After that, this particular bilipatra for more than 100 years, and there was more than 100 years where she had nothing. So it was nirjal. And after that, she achieved that particular evolution, or she achieved that particular thing regarding the entire process. And because of this, all the deities, all the devas called her as Brahmacharini, Ma Brahmacharini. And there were a lot of mantras which are there, which were revolving around. Okay. So this is the entire story of Brahmacharini. Now, I want you guys to think about it. Does a mortal human being has this long life to do this kind of sadhana? No. Then how they were doing the sadhanas? Think about it. Because then it is mentioned in Bhagavatam, however, it is not clearly mentioned. So there were Rishi Munis who used to transfer their bodies or their consciousness to the different realm to do the sadhana and then come back to the body. Because the time flows in a different manner in those places, and in this place it flows in a different manner. However, there is also mentioned that where did Brahmacharini did her sadhana, that was near Gangotri or Gaumukh, which you might have heard that where the Ganga is origin in India. So that entire area is very pavitra, it is very pavan. She was doing her sadhanas and everything. So I hope this story is very clear. Now we are going to move towards another story of Purana. So before that, if you have any query or any doubt, you can just drop me a message in the chat box, or else we shall move ahead. Okay. Take 1 minute and try to digest and recall the entire story and all these things. Because when you start even thinking about it, you are directly connected. You might feel the energy which around you has changed, energy in your room has changed, everything has changed. Take your time. And then we'll move to one of the stories. That is also a little bit confusing, but yeah. Anyone has any doubt? Oh, by the way, it's good that this person messaged me. Brahmacharini is also known as Aparna. Yeah, it's a synonym in Sanskrit. Shall we move ahead? Yeah, let's go. So this is a story uh, of a community. Okay, so we'll talk about the background of the story and then we'll go to the actual story. So there was a time. Now, don't ask me which time, what time. I have no clue because the timeline is little bit here and there, and I have not. I don't think I'm well versed with the timeline process of Puranas and of other scriptures. Okay, so this was story where there are two important figures. So, do you guys know about Lord Dattatreya? How many of you guys know about Lord Dattatreya? Hmm. So, Lord Dattatreya is a fusion, or you can say a part of Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Brahma, all three of them. He is also known to be Adhipati of nature. Okay. So when I say Adhipati, that means it is moreover like controlling, not controlling, it is moreover like coordinating and balancing the entire nature. Okay. So Dattatreya was one of the deities or one of the gods which was worshipped a lot. Okay. And in that part, there was this one time, there was a Kshatriya, a king, okay, in High Samaj. High is one of the clans of Kshatriyas. His name was Sahastra Arjun. So when I say Sahastra, what do I mean? Sahastra means 1000. So a person with 1000 hands was a king. No, his name was Sahastra Arjun. He was worshipping Lord Dattatreya. Okay. In that process, he was one of those people, one of those Kshatriya who was intensely devoted towards spirituality, towards doing good about others, and towards just spreading the work or towards just radiating the light of God. So what did Sahastra Arjun did? Like there were Brahmins belonging to the clan of Maharishi Bhrigu. So people who don't know the clan of Maharishi Bhrigu, Bhrigu is one of the sages, the Saptarishis, who has written the scripture, who has written many things, but one of the scriptures which you will be correlated to, and that is the scripture of astrology. That is Bhrigu Sahita. Bhrigu Sahita is the entire theory behind what and how astronomy and astrology are correlated and why they are correlated and all these things. Okay. So in that entire process, Maharishi Bhrigu had entire descendants of the there were like a lot of Brahmins which belonged to that particular clan, that particular lineage. So they were the gurus or they were the ones in the kingdom of Sahastra Arjun. And Sahasra Arjun gave them a lot of prosperity. You know, he gave them almost everything what he had. Are you getting my point? Here, he generated a lot of good karmas. He did a lot of things. He did a lot of positive outcomes towards the humanity. He did everything good possible for him. And then one fine day, he left his body. Now, his descendants, Sahastra Arjun has the Kshatriya clan, the entire clan. Everyone was poor because Sahastra Arjun gave away everything to the Brahmanas. And now this Kshatriyas, they started asking to Bhrigu Brahmanas that why don't you give something to us so that we are able to do something, at least we are able to follow the Kshatriya Dharma. Because we don't have money for weapons, we don't have money for warfare, we have nothing. Sahastra Arjun did a lot of investment, like he gave away a lot of money for doing homas, Lagurudras, Maharudras. He also gave a lot of money to ashrams. He gave a lot of money towards all these families of belonging to the clan of Brahman Brigu. Brahmins belonging to the clan of Brigu. In the entire process, this Samaj of Hai Kshatriya, Hai is the term, okay? So the entire Samaj, entire Kshatriya clan was kind of very depressed and angry also with them. They are like that at one point when you guys had nothing, Sastra Arjun helped you guys. So now we don't have anything. So it is your duty as Brahmins to help us. But however, Brahmins didn't help them. So what was the major problem with Brahmanas during that time? In that time is because they were corrupted. Some amount of them were corrupted. This side also the people were corrupted. So because of that particular selfish motive, what they did is they hid all the treasures, all the gold in their neighbor's house, inside the land, or all those inside the ashrams. All those things they did. Somehow, these Kshatriyas came to know about that and they started digging. They came to know regarding that there are a lot of gold and ornaments, everything is hidden inside the earth, what they have done. So they started doing that and they realized that these people, they are not grateful. And at the same time, the Brahmin said that this is our, you cannot take it. However, at this point, you need to understand it was Kshatriya Dharma and Brahmin Dharma, both were at fault because both were now angry and selfish. So Brahman had a lot of remorse and anger towards them. However, it was the duty of the Brahmanas, of the entire kul of Brahmanas, to look after their yajman or the people who are following them. They are just guides. So ideally, they should have given something, but they didn't. So because of that rift, it became the rift between the two families, two clans, became bigger and bigger and bigger. What it resulted was killing. The Kshatriyas, they took their weapons out and they start killing all of Bhrigu clan's Brahmanas. Okay. In this process, the Brahmanas also started doing something else. They also started hiding to one place to another or something like that. They started doing this very rigorously, but it didn't work out. By the way, when it comes to warfare, Kshatriyas are one who do everything and anything. Huh? It is not something what you feel that, array, this person or these people, they are belonging like they. When I say Kshatriya, so you might think, array, it will be very shishtachar or nishta se ye kaam karne wale hain. Not really. So they used to not just kill the Brahmanas, but also his family, also his descendants, also the small kids. It is everything. Everything is supposed to be zero. That is how it works. Okay. Most of the warfare, how it is how it works. We are not in Dwapar Yuga or Satyug like that, or even Treta Yuga. So this was the scenario entirely, and all the Brahmanas were very much in fear. So they started praying because they knew only one thing, that was praying. So they started doing all these things. They started doing homas, lagurudras, and all those things. But Kshatriya, the entire clan, the descendants of Sahastra Arjuna, didn't let them complete any of the rituals, and instead of that, they got killed. A lot of people got killed. So a group of this Brahmin women who were so they ran from the Kshatriyas and went in the mountains or somewhere in the jungle. They started worshipping the Ma Durga ki do something. we are not, like, something is wrong, and protect us. For the only for this protection sake, they started worshipping. Now they were specifically worshipping whom? Brahmacharini. Why? Because the descendants, when everything was going to fall, the entire system of society was going to fall. So among them, there was this one lady. She was given a vow that Inca, the high clan of the Kshatriyas, will be eliminated by one person who will come out of your thighs. This is what is mentioned. Jang se niklega wo. Okay. So during this part, you need to understand, you need to reflect that when I say Jang, you will find that the thighs have been a very important, the thighs and the hip part have been very important in all the Puranas, even in Mahabharata, everywhere. Do you guys know why? Of course, it is also because of the chakras, but also because of bone marrow. So when you correlate this part with modern science, you realize, okay, this is the reason why this particular thing is happening. That also means the stem cell part. Remember yesterday we had the discussion that if the cells are being taken out, each will have so many beings we can produce from a single cell, like that. So with that understanding, you see and you go through, you look to the Puranas and all these kind of stories. In this story, what happened next was very interesting. Somehow Kshatriyas knew that where these women were hiding. So they started killing the women, all the women, and even their kids. So during that time, this particular person who was the woman who had this vow of that she is going to bear a child directly from God and all those things. So she was also there and she started crying. This Kshatriyas, they did a lot of atyachar on her, and because of that particular thing, in her garb, there was the kid. That fetus was hearing everything, and fetus was already in anger. So out of that particular anger, he came out from the jang of the female. He cannot bear his mother suffering so much. He came out and he slaughtered most of the Kshatriyas. So, because he protected the entire clan of Maharishi Bhrigu, they gave Lord, like, Brahmacharini one of the mantras. And today we are going to chant about one of the mantras of Brahmacharini. And that is how the balance of the society was established. Okay. I hope everyone liked this particular Puranic Katha regarding Brahmacharini. Okay. So let me also tell you one particular thing. How many of you have read Mahabharata and Ramayana? Is any one of you have read that? So Mahabharata, the youth was of 18 days. Most of people know that. But in Ramayana, it is not mentioned very clearly. Okay. So somewhere down the line, I came across one of the books and I came across one of the saint where we had a huge discussion regarding Ramayana. And because of him, I got to know how to tell stories and all these things, because that's how he told it to me. So when I talk about Mahabharata, it took about 6 years for him to complete Mahabharata for me, and Ramayana it took about 4 years for him to complete that for me. And of course, there were like all other Puranas also which he started saying with that particular thing. So in Ramayana, so I asked him this one question, and I was like, that what is the timeline of the war between Lord Rama and Ravana? So he just spoke to me, and he's like, it is not clearly mentioned anywhere, but yesterday, that is the first day of Navratri, that was the day when Ravan came into the Ranbhumi, or where he is going to start the war, where he is going to go undergo the warfare. So that particular in Ranbhumi, when it started, so it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 days, and on the Shera, he was like he left his body. So Lord Ram did all these things. So wherever he told me a very interesting thing, and people who have done Arhatic yoga, you might be able to relate to this particular thing. What I'm going to speak. So, of course, everyone knows that he had 10 heads and all those kind of things. But it is not clearly mentioned about how he actually passed away or how he actually died. So there are a lot of books which says that the navel chakra was hit, and because of that, that particular thing happened. So he left his body. Interestingly, so according to the scripture, there is a kind of a golden vessel, a golden vessel of vitality somewhere inside the nabhi or the navel. Okay, which is also known as Garbha Kamal. It is mentioned in a lot of scripture, but it is not. Garbh means uterus in usual sense, but it is Garbha Kamal. It is one of the Nabhi Kamal. It has inside there is this one particular thing. So that was slaughtered. So like it was done made in half, because of which the Ravan died. Yeah, we are not allowed to say all these things. Okay, so in that particular understanding, you need to understand that this is one of the ways by which we are, the ancient teachings are telling us that, okay, there is this chakra which is storing this, there is this chakra, there is this, all these things. There is one more story related to the Nabhi chakra, that is by Hiranyakashyap. So that is Hiranyakashyap is, there are two brothers, okay? There are like twins, Hiranyakashyap, and there is another one of his twin brother. So he had expired, and Hiranyakashyap did an intense sadhana to the Lord Brahma. And when he's addressing Lord Brahma, he says that particularly, Lord Brahma, you bear the garbha of the entire universe. I am Hiranyakashyap. Kashyapu and Hiranyas. These are the two terms which were used. Why I am telling you all these things is because somewhere down the line, you need to understand the Brahmacharini and all the teachings what we are discussing is related to a particular thing. And that particular thing is nothing but moderation. We need to live our life in such amount of ways or in such amount of moderation that our life is balanced. The entire philosophy of Brahmacharini, if you go through the scriptures, if you go to other parts, it is mentioned in this particular order. Okay. I hope this part is very clear. Now, there is one question which someone asked, and that was, in which era Mahabharata and Ramayana were written? They were written in different eras. Both were written in different eras. So, Ramayana was written by Maharishi Valmiki, and Mahabharata was written by Ved Vyas. So when I talk about Ved Vyas, okay, this is one of the inner teachings or higher perspective of understanding. So the reincarnation of Ved Vyas is nothing but no one but Gautam Buddha himself. So Gautam Buddha is one of those souls on which has achieved the highest form of illumination on the planet Earth. I repeat, highest form of illumination on the planet Earth. Okay. So Ved Vyas and Ganpati ji, they were having this conversation, and Ganpati ji started writing about what Ved Vyas was saying. So Ved Vyas orated the entire Mahabharata, and Ganpati ji wrote the entire Mahabharata. That is how it happened. However, if you study the deeper understanding, the Vyas also did a huge, I can say, he compiled a lot of Puranas, but he also compiled Bhagavatam. Okay. And Sukadev ji was his son. So Sukadev ji is one of those person who orated the entire Bhagavatam with this essence of bhakti in it to Raja Parikshit, who was the grandson of Arjun. So after that, Raja Parikshit left his body and Kali Yuga started. I hope this entire part is clear. And however, the way the chakra of the time which is concerned to us, like Satyug, Dwapar Yug, Treta Yug, Kali Yuga, what we say, it might be in a linear form, but it is a circular in motion. So after Kali Yuga, again Satyug will come. So it is usually like that in circular form. It is like that. So in that order, if you see, Ramayana might have happened 3 to 4 cycles before Mahabharata. Cycles I'm talking about. So it is not the immediate Yuga. It might be the 2 to 3 cycles before that. So there might be a huge gap between two cycles or two those kind of youth. I hope this part is clear. Okay. So now let us move on to this particular chanting of the mantra, and we'll also do a short meditation. So what I want you guys to do is you guys just connect to your loved ones, including your siblings, including your friends, your family, your family friends, or also your friends with their family. You just need to visualize that. there is no need to intensely visualize their faces or something like that. You just say internally that you are connected, and we'll be just radiating the light. And a part of the light will be mostly radiated to the planet Earth towards the humanity, so that humanity also evolves. Now, in the entire process, if you feel that there is intense energy or something like that, you are allowed to open the eyes. And if you don't feel, if you are very comfortable, then close your eyes and just keep going on doing the things what I'm instructing. However, I can also chant few other mantras, but I'll be just chanting the Sharanagat mantra, what I was chanting yesterday, because that is a collective mantra for all the Durgas. It is collective mantra for all the Shaktis. However, we'll see what else we can do. So prepare yourself. We'll start in a minute. Okay. If you want, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Hiranyaksh, yeah. Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashyap. There were two brothers. Are you guys understanding these parts? Right? Hmm. So prepare yourself, some water. This should be a little bit lighter. So let's see. So people who have done pranic healing, if you feel congested or something like that, kindly give yourself sweeping after the session. Okay. And people who don't have not done pranic healing, you can just do some deep breathings. Make sure that you are doing deep rhythmic breathing. Okay. The counting should be the same. The same time you take inhale, the same time should be required to exhale, and the same time should be for the hold. This is one of the kriyas which are taught. And yeah, we didn't speak anything about Sri Vidya today, I think. Yeah. So Sri Vidya, as I've mentioned in yesterday's session, and I've been mentioning in so many sessions, it's one of the Vidyas where you are connected to the this Shakti element, and because of that, you evolve. So your growth of spirituality and siddhis and all these things, it happens very fast. However, so according to the person what I've described, who told me regarding the scriptures and the stories and all these things. So he used to tell me that there are two ways of evolution. So one way is when you are evolving, you get a lot of siddhis, but your ultimate goal is always the seeking absolute truth. And there is another way of having siddhis first and then focusing on the absolute truth. So either way, people can do it. But what happens is he calls siddhi like lollipop. So he's like the gods give you a lollipop to see whether you are distracted by this lollipop or you are still going to perceive the absolute truth. So I used to wonder that what are the siddhis and why are they so important about all these kind of things. But eventually they are nothing but you can say those kind of empowerment where you are able to channelize more amount of power towards certain things what you desire. So when I say desire, desire is not a wrong word. So for example, if I am desiring the entire human evolution to accelerate very fast, I want the humanity to evolve very fast. If I'm desiring that, I'm desiring that the great one, the world teacher should descend very fast. So I might get a siddhi when my desire is like that. But what after that? So it is there are a lot of controversies, and that's the reason why you will never find a person with a lot of siddhis being a lot of spiritually evolved, because all of us are highly susceptible towards the negative element, the dark forces. So when I say about that part, you will realize. So by the way, it is very interesting analogy or understanding, in my opinion. If you read Bhagavatam, all those villains, so-called villains, like what we called about Hiranyakashyap. So it is very interesting when you read Bhagavatam about Hiranyakashyap, you will understand Hiranyakashyap was one of the scholars of Vedas. Are you understanding? They are the scholars, and in spite of that, even Ravan was a scholar. In spite of all those aspects, they were susceptible towards the downfall. You can imagine Lord Vishnu had to like give out one of his part to incarnate on the planet, to incarnate somewhere in order to become a channel to stop their pralay. It's more over law of attraction, in my opinion. The more you hate, the more you become what you hate. So, in my understanding, Hiranyakashyap, Ravan, these people, they have, and Kans, they have hated Vishnu so much that they became one with Vishnu. It's very interesting. So there was this particular philosopher, not philosopher, a guru. So he asked me that, and then it is rather than following a righteous way, it is better to hate God so that the God will come faster. He asked me that, and I was like, "What?" And he asked me this, do you think this might happen? I'm like, even if that happens, it might not happen in one incarnation. And then he gave me the backstory that why the Dwarpals of Vaikunth Jay and Vijay, Jay and Ajay. So they insulted one of the rishis, and because of that, उन्होंने उनको श्राप दिया. And after that, for 3 lifetimes, Lord Vishnu had to incarnate to come to kill them. So it was like that, both. So you learn Ravan and Kumbhakarna, Hiranyash and Hiranyakashipu. So like that, Kans and his brother, something. So entirely, I was like, okay. And when you hear all these things, you might think like how, why, what, and then end of the day you realize, okay, this was a part of divine plan. Interesting, right? We don't know what is a part of divine plan. We don't know what is divine. We don't know what is plan. Both the things we are very poor. We are very poor in terms of planning. Forget about divinity. That's the reason why we need to ground ourselves. Okay. The boons are given by gods, and then they ask Devi Shakti to kill the Asuras. Maybe it is divine plan. Who knows? Because most of the boons are given by Lord Brahma, by the way. It is not Mahadev, it is Lord Brahma. So you will find very less amount of boons given by Lord Vishnu. So there are reasons to it. So we'll talk about that in the next session. So let us go and start our small meditation. So this meditation is also a way to connect to their energies and to pay respect. Okay. So in the whole process, you need to keep your tongue to your palate. You need to keep your eyes closed and keep your spine straight. Focus your attention on your breathing. To Ma Brahmacharini, we the souls are expressing our gratitude towards you for the blessings, guidance, help, and protection. At the same time, just visualize many points of light sitting around you, symbolizing your family members in the body, not in the body. It's fine. Your friends, your family, your loved ones. And you are just an anchor point on the planet Earth. You'll be radiating this energy through to everybody, every person, every being on the planet Earth. Each person to whom you will radiate, each being whom you will radiate this energy will also become a channel, an instrument, and start radiating. Tuma Brahmacharini, we are just your instruments. Be still, be aware. शरणागत परित्राणम परायणे सर्वशार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते. शरणागत दिनार्थ परित्राणम परायणे सर्वशार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। शरणागत दिनार्थ परित्राणम परायणे सर्वशार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। Your hearts are expanding as if Ma Brahmacharini has come down and has sat in your heart center. Radiate this love, joy, peace. Focus on your head area, on your Sahasrara chakra. The blessings of Ma Brahmacharini, the blessings of the Guru. You are becoming a better instrument. You are radiating the light of God. All those people, all those beings who require healing are healed of their pain, sorrow, suffering, and sicknesses. All the people connected to you are also healed. Every person, every being on the entire planet is becoming an instrument. Just focus on the radiating this light. Dadhana Kara Padma Bhyam Akshamala Kamandalu Devi Prasidatu Mai Brahmacharinyayuttama. Sharanagat Dinartha Paritanam Parayane Sarvashyarthi Hare Devi Narayani Namostute. Just let go of yourself. Visualize you are becoming an instrument, a better instrument. You are radiating this light of God which is falling upon you. This light is covering the entire space where you are sitting, your house, your building, or your premises, entire area, entire city. Also, all the people, all the beings, what this light is touching, they are being touched by the light of God. They are being healed of their pain, sorrow, and suffering. They are becoming an instrument. They are also radiating. This light has been radiating from you to the entire city, to the entire province or the state where you stay, to your entire country, to your continent, to an entire planet, including oceans, including poles, North Pole and South Pole. Each person, each being on this planet has become an instrument in radiating this light of God. Everywhere or anywhere on the entire planet where people are suffering, they are being blessed. All the couples who are not being able to conceive, they are being blessed. All the children on the entire planet are being blessed. All the women who have been victim of traumas, of abuse, mental or physical or any kind of abuse, are being healed. The energies of Ma Brahmacharini is passing through you, is flowing through you, covering the entire planet Earth. You are radiating this light which is falling upon you like a waterfall. Let us channelize this light further, deeper into our consciousness, into our bodies. With each breath, your bodies are assimilating this light of God. Light is descending upon you, your scalp, your skull, your brain, eyes, ears, cranial nerves, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, your jaw, your palate, your tongue, your neck, back of the neck. Your entire head area is radiating this light. You can also visualize it is changing its color to pink and gold, pinkish golden light. Your entire self is rejuvenating, revitalizing. Energy is coming down, down, down on your shoulders. A part of energy is flowing through your arms, elbows, wrist, and hand. Energy is coming down, going into your lungs. Your lungs are being further cleansed. The physical heart has been cleansed. Your diaphragm has been cleansed. Your entire spine has been cleansed and energized. Energy is coming down, down to your liver, pancreas, gallbladder, stomach, large intestine, small intestine, spleen, kidneys, adrenal glands, entire abdomen, your reproductive organs, your excretory organs and system, your lower spine, hips, eyes, knees, legs, ankles, feet, toes. Energy is coming out of your toes, going deep into the planet Earth. With each breathing, you are absorbing more and more energy. Your body is vibrating. You are free from any pain, sorrow, discomfort at any level. If you need a healing for some specific thing, ask for it. If there is any pain in any specific part of your body, just think about that part. Focus your attention on that part. Inhale and exhale. That part will be healed. Radiate this light towards the planet Earth. You are rooted and grounded to planet Earth. Take a deep breath. Return to your body back. Slightly move your fingers, move your toes. Take a deep breath. To Ma Brahmacharini, we the souls express our gratitude for this wonderful healings, blessings, and meditation, for the illumination. Thank you. The Universal Supreme God, to our Gurus, Guru Tattva, to all the great ones, all the beings of light who has helped us. We the souls express our gratitude for this wonderful experience, for this wonderful healing. We accept, we accept, we accept. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Hari Om Tat Sat. Take a deep breath. Slowly and gently open your eyes with a smile. I hope everyone is okay. Take your time. With this, the day 2 session is over. Now we'll be addressing all the doubts and difficulty. If you're watching this video on YouTube, kindly go in the description box. You will find a number. You can drop a message on that number. You can join our group where you will be updated on the regular sessions. So there are different sessions what we conduct, including sessions like this. There are a lot of forgiveness sessions what we conduct. There are gratitude practice and different kind of things. Okay. So kindly express your gratitude in the group. I'll be opening the group. Please do that. And we'll address all the doubts and difficulties. So yes, now you can, I think, link for first day. Yeah, are you there in the group? If you're in the group, I have shared the link of YouTube directly on the group. I've shared it. I'm opening the group, and yes, you guys can start. Yes, anybody, any doubt, any difficulty? Okay, wait. You can unmute yourself and speak if you want, one by one. Yeah, please express your gratitude in the group so that I know. Also, you can also mention what all things you want from these kind of sessions, including knowing about more about scriptures and apart from that, anything else. Uh, Express gratitude in the group, not here. I know everyone is thankful about this part, but still. Yes, no.
जन्मेश वो जो स्टोरी थी ना जो जगह से थाई से वो पैदा हुआ था और फिर उसने उनको करा था वो थोड़ा सा एक बार और ढंग से समझ एक्चुअली में वो थोड़ा सा मुझे समझ में नहीं आया।
अच्छा, सो मोर एवर कैसा हुआ कि ऐसा बोला था, वो वरदान था कि आपके जांग से निकलेगा बच्चा। सो आइडियली द यूट्रस मतलब वहां दूसरी जगह से निकलना चाहिए, बट वहां से नहीं, जान से निकला। क्यों निकला उसका मैं एक साइंटिफिक एविडेंस भी दे सकता हूँ। उसमें क्या होता है बहुत बार कि एवरीवन नोज दैट द चाइल्ड इज रोटेटिंग, सो inside the garb. So many a times, according to this, how it is mentioned, you can say that child was not fully matured during that time. और वो टाइम पे because of this particular thing what was happening, because of the divine powers which came down, descended, and some things happened, the child came out directly from the thigh. ऐसा तो ऐसा मेंशन है कि जांग खोल के तोड़ के ऐसा कुछ people have mentioned that, but I'm also not sure regarding the correct translation that how it can happen, and also it is beyond our comprehension. In my understanding, so because we have modern medicine, so we can correlate things with different things, like वो bone marrow है, वहाँ पे stem cell वाला scene आता है, बहुत सारा चीज है. So somewhere down the line that can happen. So that is the story. But look at the essence of it. It is because all these things happened. So जो impossible चीजें जो हमें लगती है ना, वो भी possible हो सकती है जब भी देवी की कृपा हो आपके जीवन में. ऐसा सिग्निफिकेंस है. बट उसमें क्या होता है कि जब भी हम सोचते हैं या हम कुछ करते हैं तो बहुत बार वी बिकम मोर फैनेटिक रेदर देन बिकमिंग मोर डिवोशनल. तो ये बैलेंस नहीं हो पाता. Somewhere down the line, all of us are learning to balance it out. But still, I hope that is clear.
Thank you.
Welcome. Anybody, any doubt? No doubts. Either you guys understood everything or still everything.
Not everything, but
Yeah.
we have to get connected to.
Yeah, that's fine. You need to know just the essence part of this particular stories, because not every time you will be able to recollect at right time all these things, but the essence of the stories are far more important rather than just knowing about that particular thing. So I always recommend people that if you know something about Puranas or Vedas or Upanishads, you just keep thinking about it. So where and how to think, you just surrender yourself to God and just keep thinking about it and see what happens. Okay, it's good. By the way, if you guys notice, we also are healing. So yes, you can radiate the energy towards your patients if you are a pranic healer. Okay. Yes, Shwetika.
Namaste.
No.
After healing, we actually experience energy shifting and तुम्ही जे सांगितलं की पेशंटला हे करा, तर जे पेशंट होते सुरू ना, ते लिटरली असे समोर यायला लागले. लाईक काल एक केस आली आहे. एक लहान मुलं आहे, त्याला मोबाईल ऍडिक्शन इतकं लागलंय की 5 महिने तो शाळेत नाही गेला. आणि हे चालू असताना मला त्या मुलाचा चेहरा येत होता समोर कंटिन्युअस. अँड आय हॅज टू ब्लेस हिम. अँड अजून एक प्रश्न आहे मला. बरंचसं ऐकण्यात येतं किंवा काही लोकांकडून ऐकते की ललिता त्रिपुरा सुंदरी ज्या देवी आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये बालरूप जे आहे त्यांचं, त्याच्यावर एक वेगळी शक्ती आहे. आणि त्याच्यावर मला जाणून घ्यायला आवडेल इन फ्युचर, की अजून क्लॅरिटी येईल आणि तो विषय जरा आवडेल. कारण की तुम्ही जे जे काय उपनिषद आणि काही पुस्तक
प्लीज आप
भागवत
हिंदी
पुराण
में
आणि
बोलिए ताकि आप प्लीज हिंदी में बोले ताकि हम भी समझे.
भागवत पुराण, भागवत माँ ललिता त्रिपुरा सुंदरी जो है ना, उनके बारे में जानना चाहूंगी. और अभी जो चालू था हीलिंग प्रोसेस, आई गॉट वन पेशेंट yesterday एंड हिज मोबाइल एडिक्शन में इतना है कि 5 महीने से स्कूल नहीं गया वो. So when doctor started healing us, I just continuously seeing his face. Very chubby baby, मस्त 6-7 standard में है वो. And I don't know why all of a sudden I started blessing him कि उसका कुछ ठीक हो जाए. His family is very worrying about him. So from today we are starting healing for him. So ये हुआ. और I would like to know in future sessions ललिता त्रिपुरा सुंदरी देवी का जो है उसमें बाल ललिता त्रिपुरा सुंदरी का सिग्निफिकेंस बहुत ज्यादा रहता है. तो आई वुड लाइक टू नो दैट टॉपिक. और एक थर्ड क्वेश्चन है मेरा, मतलब एक और टॉपिक है कि मेनी पीपल आर फॉलोइंग ब्लाइंडली सम इंस्टा पिक्स. मीन्स ऐसे फ्लो रहता है कि एक टॉपिक हम लोग ने क्लिक किया ना, वही टॉपिक के रिलेटेड धड़ 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 वो टॉपिक्स आने लगते हैं. And many people yesterday when we talk about Tantra Vidya, there are many tantrics online. They are giving us some remedies, do it, put some sticks, burn this, burn that. And people literally doing that blindly. And what the sentence yesterday they mentioned, like it will be disastrous if you blindly follow Tantra Vidya without Guru. So in that way, how you guide us? कि यहाँ पे एटलीस्ट मेंशन है, वो लोग तो थोड़े अलर्ट हो जाएंगे कि वी विल नॉट फॉलो ऑल यूट्यूबर्स एंड इंस्टाग्राम. लाइक लास्ट वीक आई गॉट वन वेरी इंसाइटफुल वीडियो. वन यूट्यूबर given some money related mantra which he pronounced in very wrong way, and that expertise in mantra, he given all insights how we need to pronounce, मीन्स मंत्रा का एक भी अक्षर इधर उधर होता है तो
हम्म,
क्या होता है उसका उसने बहुत अच्छे से, वो यूट्यूबर को टारगेट नहीं किया बट वेरी इन पॉजिटिव वे कि ये नहीं होना चाहिए,
yeah,
पीपल आर गेटिंग फॉलोड। एंड इसमें मेरे अभी स्पिरिचुअल गुरु है चंदने करके, वो 1 अगस्त को वो गए, उनकी बॉडी छोड़ दी उन्होंने। आई यूज्ड टू डिस्कस मेनी थिंग्स विथ हिम, मुझे कुछ क्वेश्चन आते तो आई डायरेक्टली टॉक टू हिम एंड ही लेफ्ट हिज बॉडी। तो उन्होंने एक बार एक बोला था कि उनके पास एक बंदा आया था, उसकी वाइफ मरती थी हमेशा, 5 वाइफ हो गए।
हाँ हाँ,
तो
ये
उन्होंने एक मंत्र मुझे बताया था कि वो
हाँ,
वो मंत्र मुझे याद नहीं, आपको
यस,
शायद वो पता भी रहेगा। वो ना, वो मंत्र का लास्ट सेंटेंस गलत प्रोनाउंस करता था, उसकी वाइफ मरती थी।
इसके लिए या
तो उसमें क्योंकि वो मंत्र का मीनिंग ये था कि मेरी वाइफ मर जाए,
हम्म,
तो दीज आर सम थिंग्स। एंड उनके साथ में एक एक घंटा जाके, मतलब मेरे बर्थडेज, मेरे एनिवर्सरीज या हमारे घर में कुछ भी अच्छा है ना, तो आई टू टेक सम फूड और उनके पास में ऐसे ही सत्संग की तरह जाके बैठ जाती थी नीचे कि आप कुछ तो बताओ, और ही इज टू रिकॉर्ड हिज
या
कन्वर्सेशन, और उसके बाद वो रिकॉर्डिंग मुझे भेज देते थे कि अपना क्या बात हुआ। तो
हमें
ये ऐसे में करती तो आई एम मिसिंग दैट दोस थिंग्स नाउ, कि वो नहीं है अभी, मेरे इंस्टेंट गाइड थे वो। तो इज वेरी, और एक उन्होंने मंत्रा का मुझे बताया था, जो घर में छिपकली आती है ना, तो एक राजा का मंत्र है,
या
वो हम लगाएंगे।
इस पे मैं थोड़ा कुछ बताता
हाँ
हूँ आपको।
हाँ, तो
थैंक यू
दीज आर
श्वेतिका
द
फॉर
थिंग्स कि ये
टेलिंग मी
टॉपिक्स आप
दिस पार्ट।
बताओगे तो हमें और अच्छा लगेगा, वी
हाँ,
विल बी हैप्पी।
बट क्या प्रॉब्लम कैसा है कि जैसा मैंने बोला आपको कि मंत्र की साधना और मंत्र कैसे सिद्ध होता है, वो बीजाक्षर से आता है, ठीक है। तो उसमें जीवन के अंदर बहुत बार वो दो धारी तलवार का काम करता है, ठीक है। लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं वो इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ द डिवाइन प्लान ऑल्सो। सो ये दोनों चीज अलाइनमेंट में होता है। अभी जैसे आपने जो एग्जाम्पल दिया, वो एग्जाम्पल मुझे भी वो जो ऋषि है उन्होंने भी ये मुझे सेम एग्जाम्पल दिया था। बाय द वे, वो जिसके साथ हुआ ना, उनके सन मेरे साथ तभी थे, उनके पिताजी ने किया था वो टाइम पे, एंड आई वाज देयर सिटिंग अराउंड देम, एंड देन ही टोल्ड मी दैट दिस इज द रीजन व्हाई ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग। तो मेरा ये प्रश्न था कि ये डिवाइन प्लान में के अनुसार हुआ है, बिकॉज ही लॉस्ट 3 वाइफ्स, नॉट सिंगल, 3 वाइफ्स बैक टू बैक, एंड विद इन द स्पैन ऑफ लाइक 1 ईयर 1 ईयर 1 ईयर। सो माई फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वॉज दैट आपको लड़की कौन दे रहा था पहले, इतना फास्ट, मतलब पहले तो मैं क्या हो गया भाई, ऐसा कैसे हो गया आपके साथ, यहाँ पे पहले तो एक नहीं मिल रही थी, ये तीन तीन कहाँ से आ गए इनके पास, मतलब आई वॉज इन दैट, obviously I was very naive, so I used to ask that how is this possible, and your samaj is giving you girls. I'm like, very good uncle, like keep it up. I was thinking in that direction, but later on I got to know that that was also a part of the divine plan, कि इसके लिए वो चीज वैसे हुई। एंड देन इसके लिए आप देखोगे ना, तो मंत्र की विद्या जितनी पृथ्वी पे है ना, धीरे धीरे करके कम होती जा रही है, बिकॉज बहुत कम गुरु बचे हैं जो ये विद्या को दे सकते हैं आगे। एंड प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना, ये दो धारी तलवार का काम इसके लिए करता है, इट इज मोर ओवर लाइक गन्स एंड आर्म्स एंड एम्यूनेशंस, न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स, ये सब चीज के जैसे मंत्र भी है, ठीक है। सो अगर वो गलत हाथों में गए, इट विल प्रोड्यूस द सेम रिजल्ट। अगर इंसान स्पिरिचुअल पाथ पे भी नहीं है, अगर वो मंत्र जाप करेगा, उसको वो सेम रिजल्ट ही मिलेगा। इसके लिए ये चीज धीरे धीरे करके कम हो रही है, या फिर आई कैन नॉट से कि लुप्त हो रही है, कम हो रही है। उसके साथ साथ आपने जैसे बोला कि बहुत सारे यूट्यूबर्स, बहुत सारे पीपल हैं इंस्टाग्राम पे जो बहुत सारी चीज, तो मेरा ऐसा मानना है कि मे बी यू विल बी कनेक्टेड टू द राइट सोर्स इफ योर इंटेंशन इज राइट, ठीक है। Secondly, do not be very involved in doing those sadhanas and getting those siddhis prapt. Be very balanced when it comes down to spirituality. Because what will happen is the more you go inside, and बहुत बार ऐसा करोगे कि मैं आज 14 घंटा जाप करूंगा, 14 घंटा ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा, वो करूंगा, जितना एक्सट्रीम में आप फॉलो करोगे ना, उतना ही एक्सट्रीम में आप अनफॉलो भी करोगे। Many of you guys might have been in those kind of phases जहाँ पे आपने अच्छे से सब चीज किया, और लाइक अच्छे से हो रहा था 1 महीने तक, और उसके बाद सेकेंड मंथ में इट केम डायरेक्टली टू अपोजिट वे। ऐसा सबके साथ होता है, इट इज वेरी वेरी कॉमन। लास्टली आपने जैसे त्रिपुरा सुंदरी के बारे में बात किया, सो आई एम गोइंग टू स्पीक द मंत्र ऑफ त्रिपुरा सुंदरी, जो इट इज पास्ड ऑन थ्रू माय लीनिएज, एंड उसके बारे में हम आगे आने वाले सेशंस में हम बात करने वाले हैं, बिकॉज दैट इज वन ऑफ द ब्लेसिंग्स वाला मंत्र। So I'll be saying that, speaking that, but I need to have that permission to speak that, and then I'll just ask for the permission and see if the guru allows, then we'll speak, we'll chant about that. But don't go chanting all these mantras here and there. Okay, there is no need. Also, there is a very deep correlation between Shri Vidya, Shri Chakra, and also Chipkali wala mantra de dijiye. Why? Like, no need, man. There are a lot of mantras. By the way, you can also form your mantras. Okay, it is moreover like that. How you can combine the words and do certain things, right? Like how I'm articulating sentences. Similarly, if you know the Bijakshara, you have some knowledge of Bijakshara, you can formulate your own mantra. By the way, if you just notice regarding the Brahmacharini mantra is nothing but a description of Brahmacharini, that how she looks. Simple. How does she look? She has one kamandala in one hand and dusre haath mein mala hai. That is what is mentioned in the mantra. That's it. It is not nothing big as such. If you know regarding that part, you go ahead with that part and do not get involved in small things. Okay. There are a lot of mantras to do a lot of things, but you need to know what is your purpose. Focus should be on the purpose. It should not be on this mortal desires in the mortal realm where you are getting cockroaches and lizards and all these things in your house. There is a solution towards it. Don't use mantra for that, in my opinion. You can use if you are doing some sadhana where you are not going to get up or something like that, but me eventually you need to prioritize your things. Okay, if you are prioritizing your things, you will understand what to do, what next to do, or what not to do, in my opinion. However, you are free to follow anybody on this planet. It is how it works. Yes, Sonia ji, आप बोल सकते हो. I'll be answering to
चलो
different
एक
things
डाउट
also.
तो
हाँ.
हाँ, वन थिंग तो यू क्लियर ना कि मैं अपना यही कहना चाहूंगी, लाइक यू सेड ना कि वी शुड फोकस ऑन वन थिंग.
Yeah.
आपको पता होना चाहिए कि लाइफ में करना क्या है. बट व्हाट कि मुझे लाइक आई एम जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट माई सेल्फ राइट नाउ कि मुझे पता है कि मुझे इवॉल्व होना है, धीरे धीरे होना है कि हाँ जैसे जो प्रोसेस आ रहा है उसको लेते हुए. बट with that thing I really want to enjoy the luxuries of life as well, the comforts, want a big house, don't have, and मतलब कि ये छोटी छोटी चीजें भी साथ में चाहिए. डिजायर्स कि बच्चे को करियर अच्छा मिल जाए, वो सेटल डाउन हो जाए, मीन्स बीइंग अ ह्यूमन बीइंग. तो इज दैट रॉन्ग कि स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ भी चाह रही हूँ और वो भी चाह रही हूँ, मतलब कि कुछ सब कुछ मिक्सअप तो नहीं कर रही हूँ?
ऐसा नहीं है. स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ अगर आपका हो रहा है तो आप हर एक क्षेत्र में बलवान हो, ऐसा समझो आप. ठीक है. मतलब अगर आपका स्पिरिचुअल ग्रोथ हो रहा है, इफ यू आर ग्रोइंग, देन यू माइट ग्रो इन ऑल द सेक्टर्स ऑफ योर लाइफ, इंक्लूडिंग योर रिलेशनशिप्स, इंक्लूडिंग योर किड्स, इंक्लूडिंग योर हस्बैंड, इंक्लूडिंग योर in-laws or grandparents or anybody who is
तो
existing.
मांगना तो कुछ
There is
सॉरी
no
मतलब
nothing
मांगना
wrong.
कुछ
Nothing wrong in
नथिंग
desiring
रॉन्ग.
these things. No, nothing wrong. The only thing is you should not demand for an existing. And
या
your plan, जो आप evolution का जो आपने plan बोला, उससे भटकना नहीं चाहिए आपको, बस.
and Jinesh, I want one thing from you. You said
Hmm.
to me many times, you have said ki do your psychotherapy.
Yeah.
uh, I need one thing that I know I'm lacking in that. I need help in that. Emotional imbalance I'm facing a lot, and because of that I ruin up all the things. and I know I really ruin it very badly.
Hmm.
वो मेरी वॉइस कंट्रोल एंड वो सिचुएशन कंट्रोल, मतलब वो चाह के भी होता है 10-15 दिन, फिर सब बैड हो जाता है 2 दिन. एंड आई जस्ट डोंट नो, इट इज माय, आपने कहा था कि कैल्सिफाइड आइडिया भी हो सकता है शायद मेरा, कि बहुत अच्छा जाते जाते ही ना एकदम से ट्यून अप हो जाता है. मतलब 2 days वो गुड, सुबह में बड़ा अच्छे से मंत्र जाप, मतलब कि आई वाज जस्ट प्रिपेयरिंग द फूड एंड आई वाज सेइंग ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. सडनली इट स्टार्टेड, आई जस्ट डोंट नो, मैं ये मंत्र चैंट नहीं करती हूँ, बट आई जस्ट डोंट नो, मैं खाना करते हुए सब कुछ करते करते ना सडनली स्टार्टअप हो गया. एंड विद इन सेकेंड्स माय सन backfired me something, he said something to me, it hitted me a lot, and an argument started and everything was upside down. So these things happen with me a lot. Everything goes in a second and everything is, मैं इतनी जल्दी कंट्रोल यार खो देती हूँ अपना, मैं इतना इमोशनली इम्बैलेंस्ड हूँ, मैं नहीं सेटअप हो रहा जनेश ये चीज, और ये मुझे बहुत
बहुत पिंच कर रही है यार. Lot of time has been went to rectify this.
Yeah,
अब
so
पता चल गया है मुझे, पहले पता नहीं था बट अब पता चल गया ये चीज खराब कर रही है.
कोई बात नहीं। सो पहले तो आप अपने आप को माफ कीजिए कि ऐसा सब सिचुएशन हो रहा है। कोई बात नहीं, हम लोग इम्बैलेंस होते हैं बिकॉज हमारा नेचर है ना एक्सट्रीम में जाने का। तो उसमें कोई ज्यादा ऐसा ये नहीं है कि अरे मतलब दैट डजंट मीन दैट यू आर नॉट प्रैक्टिसिंग और समथिंग लाइक दैट। यू जस्ट नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग। दिस आई एम एड्रेसिंग टू एवरीबडी। हाँ, लिसन टू दिस वेरी वेरी केयरफुली। अगर आप जो भी प्रैक्टिसेस कर रहे हो, ऐसा एक टाइम था जब भी आपके एक साल में 365 डेज में से 300 डेज आप थोड़े इम्बैलेंस रहते थे। ठीक है, आपने प्रैक्टिस शुरू की तो 300 डेज में से 280 डेज इंबैलेंस रहने लगे। फिर धीरे धीरे करके वो कम हो गया। अभी भी ऐसा हो सकता है कि इस साल में 365 डेज में से 65 डेज आप इंबैलेंस रहो। दैट इज कंप्लीटली फाइन, बिकॉज एटलीस्ट यू आर इवॉल्विंग ना। आप जा रहे हो कहीं। बहुत बार क्या होता है ना कि अगर एक दिन भी अगर खराब जाता है ना महीने में, तो हम कोस देते हैं, क्या फालतूगिरी है, मैं इतने टाइम से इतना साधना कर रहा हूँ, कुछ अकल नहीं है मेरे को, ये परमात्मा क्या है, देख रहा है नहीं देख रहा है, तुम पता नहीं चल रहा है, तेरा इधर बेटा बेटी इतना साधना कर रहा है, इतना तकलीफ में कैसे देख सकता है तू मेरे को। वी स्टार्ट दिस पर्टिकुलर आर्ग्यूमेंट विद आवर कॉन्शियसनेस।
नहीं नहीं, मैं नहीं करती हूँ
नहीं नहीं,
दिनेश
इट इज
खुद
नॉट
के
अबाउट
साथ,
यू,
लेकिन
इट इज
कोई
नॉट
और.
अबाउट यू। यहाँ
नहीं
पे
नहीं
मैं
नहीं
आपका
नहीं,
बात
मैं
नहीं कर
वही
रहा।
आ रही हूँ.
मैं आपका बात नहीं कर रहा, मैं इन जनरल बात कर रहा हूँ कि बहुत बार ऐसा होता है हमारे साथ या हो सकता है। ये प्रिवेंटिव मेजर है, बिकॉज मेरे साथ बहुत होता था बहुत बार, क्योंकि when I saw myself doing certain things and I was not able to do that, I'm like I have more power than other people, ऐसा मेरा भ्रम था जो टूट गया इवेंचुअली। ऐसा नहीं है। हमें सबसे पहले वी नीड टू बी मोर बैलेंस्ड एंड मोर सेंटर्ड रिगार्डिंग आवर सेल्फ एंड व्हाट वी आर एक्चुअली डूइंग। वी माइट नो हम लोग के लाइफ में जो प्रॉब्लम्स है उसका सोल्यूशन भी पता रहेगा हमें, सपोज, ठीक है, लेकिन उस पे अमल करना या फिर उस पे कोई एक्शन लेना बहुत बार डिफिकल्ट होता है। सो व्हेन दैट इज अ पॉइंट ऑफ योर डिफिकल्टी, यू आस्क फ्रॉम द गॉड, फ्रॉम द गुरु, टू ब्लेस यू that you will take a right action towards solving the problems at the right time without injuring yourself and other people. Always ask for the guidance. Don't be hesitant. I did a very big mistake of not asking to anybody, और उसमें बहुत प्रॉब्लम आया मुझे। उसके बाद धीरे धीरे आई रियलाइज दैट आई हैव टू बी हम्बल एंड द लॉट ऑफ पीपल in around you who can help you out. So the thing is, you need to reach out to them. First, you start reaching out to people, then only you will be receptive enough to reach out to the God. People are say, अरे मैं भगवान से मान सकता हूँ, मैं ना भगवान के सामने रो लेता हूँ, मैं मंदिर में जाके रो लेता हूँ, मैं ये कर लेता हूँ। But what you are missing here is the ego part, the ahankar part. What is stopping you from asking help from others? If you are asking, you will be also given an opportunity to help others. Okay, it is
I
what you
asked
say.
usually Dinesh and I get the help. मतलब कि really I get that help. मैं बहुत हेल्प मिली है मुझे सब जगह से. मैं आज यहाँ तक पहुँच पाई हूँ, थोड़ा बैलेंस हो पाई हूँ बिकॉज एवरी पर्सन, क्योंकि मैं झट से फोन मिला के बोल देती हूँ मुझे ये चीज चाहिए एंड मिलती है. मैं उस पार्ट पे आ रही थी जहाँ आपने कहा कि मैं नहीं हूँ. मैं खुद को स्टार्टिंग में नहीं कोसती हूँ, बट देयर इज सम पर्सन इन माय फैमिली जो सामने खड़े होके स्टैंड अप एंड सेज कि what the hell you are doing from so many years if you can't control your emotions. You are the same person as you were 10 years ago. Nothing has changed inside you. You still shout a lot, you still do, and the moment मतलब कि all things are here now, then this thing comes to mind कि yes, why I'm stucking up so much in this thing, why I'm not able to move out of my weaknesses, what is I'm lacking.
That's
So
fine.
that's the point that triggers me.
Point here, no, understand this very well, very clearly. That only I'm saying once again. In this part, never ever give so much of importance to anybody on this planet. Okay, including your kids, including your parents, including your husband, including your wife. Why? You have to prioritize your evolution, your growth. But in that process, don't be injurious to other people. एंड अगर आपको कोई भी चीज का बुरा लगता है, दैट मीन्स यू हैव गिवन देम एन अपॉर्चुनिटी to speak against you. And problem here is not that they are speaking. The problem is we have given them that particular authority. And also the other part is any external stimulus, if it is hampering your internal balance, then obviously you need to work on yourself. Okay. The second and the most important part, which is which is like the motivation or to go thing, which is in accordance of law of karma and all the siddhanta of karma. Okay, that is any external obstacle. I'll repeat, any external obstacle, irrespective whether that is a person, that is an organization, that is anything. Any external obstacle has some inner obstacle to work on. If you work on that inner obstacle, the external obstacle will be vanished. There is one small short story regarding Gautam Buddha. So Gautam Buddha was walking somewhere, and when he was spreading the work, there was this guy who was constantly abusing him. So Gautam Buddha's disciples were like restless. They are like, what should we do? We go there and we'll tell him to shut up or something like that. Gautam Buddha was like, let it be. Doesn't matter. Because in one of my past life, I had abused him. That's the reason why he's abusing me. That is what his understanding was. Because he's on that level. But we aren't on that level yet. And hence, we need to let go and learn to forgive. The moment you let go and learn to forgive, it is like a rope what you are holding too tight. But that rope is not made up of a jute or cotton. It is made up of thorns. You are holding a vine of thorns in your hand. The more stronger you hold, the more hurt you get. Forgiveness is releasing. And these thorns have released. It is as simple as that. It might sound very simple, but when it comes for application, you need to keep working on yourself. It is as simple as that. I hope everyone is very clear with that. Okay. So let's move on. Sindhu ji, आप unmute करके बोल सकते हैं. You need to believe in yourself, practice self-love. Yeah, that is there. You have to believe on yourself. You need to practice self-love, but the concept of love is a little bit disoriented in most of us. We don't understand what love is. Because if love is same what we do to our parents and everything, then what is the different love what we do to the guru and to the God? How it is different? You need to like reflect on this love. I think वो कबीर जी बोलते हैं ना, 2.5 अक्षर प्रेम के, नहीं समझता, किसी को भी नहीं समझता. सिंधु जी आप बोल सकते हैं.
यस जन्मेश, एक्चुअली एक दो डाउट्स तो मेरे इसमें ही आपकी बात में क्लियर हो गया. बट वन थिंग मैं ये भी कहना चाह रही हूँ कि हम अगर बाहर की सिचुएशंस जो है हमारे होती हैं, वही चीज हमें हमारे अंदर होती है, तभी हमें बाहर के सर्कमस्टेंसेस भी वही मिलते हैं. मुझे ये लगता है टू ग्रो और टू इवॉल्व इन आवर सोल जर्नी, कि हमारे बाहर भी वही चीजें आएंगी जरूर जो हमारे अंदर क्लियर होनी होती. और इसके लिए हमें क्या डिटैचमेंट जरूरी है उन?
No. Detachment is one of the higher aspect of love. Okay, understand this. This might sound a little bit different for a lot of you guys, but this is how it flows. This is how the energy flows. जैसे जब भी आपका बच्चा छोटा रहता है, so you have to be strict at some level, because long term में you don't want your son, your kid to misbehave. ठीक है, ये long term compassion हुआ. You are showing, right now you are strict, but from inside you are not strict. ठीक है, वैसे ही detachment is the point when their actions does not bother you. It is not you are going to leave that person. Understand? For example, जैसे my parents knew that मैं थोड़ा अलग हूँ. ठीक है, मतलब they knew कि ये कुछ और अतरंगी चीज कर रहा है. And after my medicine, जैसा मेरा bachelor's खत्म हुआ, I went to Rishikesh and I took permission from my parents that I'm going Rishikesh. So my mom was like that, वापस आएगा कि नहीं? तो मैंने बोला पता नहीं, let's see. मैंने ये शब्द बोला, पता नहीं, let's see. And still my parents allowed me. Okay, so I came, I did all these things, and then I went back to my house. In the entire process, what I understood is because if my parents would have hold me, अगर मुझे पकड़ के रखते थे, तो शायद मेरा ग्रोथ नहीं हो पाता. या फिर शायद मैं रिबेल करता था, मैं गुस्सा करता था, ये सब चीज करता था. सो माई पेरेंट्स फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर टाइम they were detached from that particular thing, whether whatever I am doing, they were detached regarding my particularly my actions for some time. मैंने जो करना था, जितना खुजली करना था, जाके किया, फिर वापस आ गया मैं. तो वो जैसा मैं वापस आ गया, आई वॉज वेरी काम फ्रॉम इनसाइड. एंड समहाउ माई पेरेंट्स हैड दैट कॉन्फिडेंस कि अभी ये दुनिया देख लिया है, इसको जो करना है करने दो. सिंपल. In that similar example, in that similar sense, you will have a sense of detachment from the people eventually when their actions won't affect you. अभी जैसे छोटे बच्चे को अगर कोई चीज के लिए ना बोलते हैं ना, पहले जाके वो उधर ही उंगली करता है वो. ठीक है. सिमिलरली यू विल स्टार्ट सीइंग people around you जिनको आप ना बोलो, कुछ भी बोलो, your words doesn't matter to them. They'll still function in that particular way. Here, what you are learning is compassion. You know that that person is also a child of God. You are also a child of God. You both are one at some level. Now you need to have that particular compassion and patience and tolerance with them, because they are also evolving. You are also evolving. Maybe they are evolving slower, or maybe they are young souls. In that understanding, you have to perform or detachment. Detachment is a byproduct of discernment with love. Okay, when you start using your head in terms of loving people, that is what detachment does. And also detachment, there is one more way. So I'll tell you this part. मुझे ना आलू आलू बचपन में पसंद था. बचपन में आई यूज टू लाइक इट व्हेन आई वाज अराउंड 6-7 years ओल्ड. ठीक है. एंड आई यूज टू गो एट माई विलेज. तो मेरा गांव गुजरात राजस्थान बॉर्डर में है, और वहां पे आलू की खेती होती है. तो मैं 8 साल की उम्र, 7 साल की उम्र में मैं गया था. दादी को पता है इसको आलू पसंद है, और तभी मार्केट वगैरह नहीं लगता था. मेरा गांव बहुत दूर है एकदम, एंड मड वॉल्स वगैरह वैसा वाला कंसेप्ट था वो टाइम पे. ठीक है. सो जो खेती में होता है ना, वही खाना पड़ता है. सो समवेयर डाउन द लाइन में वो हार्वेस्टिंग सीजन में गया आलू के, और मैंने एक साथ लगातार 3 महीना 2 टाइम आलू खाया. ठीक है. बिकॉज दूसरा कुछ था नहीं. एंड समवेयर डाउन द लाइन माय ग्रैंडमदर फेल्ट दैट अरे मेरा बेटा खाएगा, मेरा बेटा खाएगा. शी वाज कुकिंग आलू डे इन डे आउट. उसके बाद मुझे जो डिटैचमेंट हुआ है आलू से, उसके बाद मैंने आलू खाया. आज तक मुझे आलू से इतना प्रेम जितना था अभी, उतना प्रेम तो नहीं है. This is the same example by which many a times in your life you need to have such desires, या आपको उतना एक्सपीरियंस करना पड़ेगा in order to learn detachment, including detachment with money. A person can speak about detachment with money only if that person has money. You cannot speak about detachment if you don't have that particular thing. On a very higher perspective, detachment is also associated with inner peace. If you have substantial amount of inner peace within you, the detachment is the byproduct. It is an action. Okay.
नहीं, इफ आई से कि भाई जैसे ठीक है अब बच्चे बड़े हो गए हैं, दे आर सेटल, अगर मैं ये कहूँ कि कई बार ऐसा होता है कि भाई हस्बैंड वाइफ की कहीं नहीं कुछ कुछ अलग अलग है, दो मतलब हमारी सोच अलग है, कह लीजिए बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट है. उस केस में अगर हम ये कहें कि भाई ठीक है वो जैसे है वैसे एक्सेप्टेंस आ जाती है इस एज में आके, ठीक है we can't change anybody and ना situations for ना people.
Yeah.
तो पर अगर मैं बहस करूं या कुछ करूं तो अपनी ही मतलब शांति को खोने वाली बात है, तो फिर फायदा नहीं है. तो फिर उस केस में कंपैशन या डिटैचमेंट क्या चीज करता है?
This is compassion. This is detachment. Detachment is there to some level, but still, I would always say that energy speaks louder than words, right? So if you are blessing that person constantly, you will see that person evolving. And by the power of blessings, I have seen people around me evolving. So that is something which what all of us need to do. If you are pranic healers, or if you are not in pranic healing, do the pranic healing, because it helps you to understand this part. Every day when you are doing your twin hearts meditation, every day when you are doing your Arhatic practices, after that you sit and you bless everybody, including your family, including your friends, including your patients, everybody, A to Z. That will involve some amount of light where the soul is evolving. Maybe that is not seen with your eyes, that clearly, but over a period of time it is seen because you are seeing that person on daily basis, right? Somewhere down the line, that particular thing, the blessings, it appears and it manifests in a different way. So for example, when you are seeing a snail walk, ठीक है, उसको 3 दिन के बाद अगर आप देखोगे तो उसने काफी डिस्टेंस कवर किया रहेगा. अगर उसको आप देखते रहोगे तो आपको लगेगा ये इधर का इधर ही है. एंड फॉर स्नेल, जो स्पीड से जा रहा है, दैट माइट बी द हाईएस्ट स्पीड व्हाट द स्नेल इज डूइंग. सो relive your life with all these examples, and there might be time that अगर आप चीता की स्पीड से जा रहे हो और आपके बाजू वाला स्नेल की स्पीड से जा रहा है, तो ऑब्वियसली देयर विल बी अ रिलेटिव गैप बिटवीन यू गाइस. दैट इज व्हेन डिटैचमेंट कम्स इन प्ले. However, if you bless, the snail might evolve into a tortoise. If you bless more, it'll evolve into a rabbit, and one fine day it'll come at your pace.
Growth will be there, obviously. Growth will be there.
One experience, doctor, I want to share. I'm forgiving my family members 3 months continuously without break. And all of a sudden, yesterday morning, my Juju messaged me, sorry yaar, I shout on you that day. And I was shocked, but I said, मुझे उसने sorry बोला तो भी मुझे कुछ नहीं लगा. First time I was neutral that one of our member, she is so emotional. So I remember my days where I'm also crying and I'm telling my problem in that way. I just started, सब बोलते थे अभी भर जाएगा बकेट, बहुत रो रहे हो. अभी रोना नहीं आता है. वी आर जस्ट ओके, ठीक है ना. मतलब वो भी लगता है कि ऐसे क्यों लग रहा है. मीन्स प्रॉब्लम्स आर वेरी बिगर नाउ, बट देखने का नजर है फॉरगिवनेस का, ये मुझे अच्छा लगा. तो वन ऑफ माय फेलो हीलर इज विथ मी कंटिन्यूअसली. मैंने उसको मैसेज किया एंड शी वाज विथ मी ऑन दैट डे when I was also shouted and he is also shouted on me. And I said, ओ बस हो गया अभी, एक्सटर्नली इनको फॉरगिव नहीं करने का, ऐसे कुछ मैं बोल रही थी. एंड शी इज विटनेस ऑफ दैट एंड आई share my experience. Oh, my Jiju messaged me yesterday for sorry and all. We are having very small family. We supposed to not fight and all. This writing everything and I just typing okay. Okay भी नहीं, okay का के okay. मैं बोले नहीं, मुझे अभी सेशन में जंप करना है, 11 बजे सेशन है. तो दिस इज माय एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ फॉरगिवनेस. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. एंड व्हेन आई लर्न व्हेन आई वाज नॉट इन प्राणिक हीलिंग, दैट टाइम आल्सो आई जस्ट थिंक कि क्रैम बुक भरते थे ना कॉलेज में, उसमें लिखते थे मुझे रोना आता है, कोई बोलेगा रोना आता है, तो आई एम जस्ट चैंटिंग दोस मंत्रा ना. पर आफ्टर लर्निंग साइकोथेरेपी, everything is changed when we are healing self.
Yes.
So
So
actually.
rightly said by Shwetika regarding this part. So similarly, adding up to this particular understanding of forgiveness. So like, do you guys want any psychotherapy sessions? Because I was actually planning, but because we are doing Navratri sessions, that's the reason why. That is, so what I'm planning is to have a psychotherapy mass healings. So we shall do that. I'll discuss that and we'll do that. And also one of the forgiveness sessions also I'm planning in the evening. So that's the reason why instead of playing the recording in the evening, we are doing this YouTube thing so that people can look at their own paces. Okay. Anybody has any other doubt? You can tell.
मीश, अगर हम कोई भी ये मंत्रास हैं, ये संस्कृत में ही बोलने पड़ते हैं, हिंदी में नहीं बोलते?
अरे ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आप अपने हिसाब से इंग्लिश में भी बोलो, चलेगा. भगवान सुनते हैं, भगवान को सब भाषा आता है.
क्योंकि बहुत कहते हैं ना कि भाई ये कि मंत्र ऐसा होते हैं, ऐसे होते
हैं. those are instruments. So for example, if I'm giving you a knife, अगर आप नाइफ को उल्टा पकड़ोगे तो आपको हर्ट लगने वाला है, ठीक है. सो बहुत सारे मंत्र वैसे होते हैं, लेकिन बहुत सारे मंत्र सिर्फ एक्सप्रेशन वाले होते हैं, ठीक है. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस. तो मंत्र का जो फिलॉसफी है वो बहुत ह्यूज है. इसके लिए इट इज बेस्ट कि आप अपने शब्दों में, आपको जैसे परमात्मा से कनेक्ट होना है आप हो जाओ. इट इज कंप्लीटली फाइन. आप ओम, एमेन या अमीन, तीनों में से कोई भी शब्द का उपयोग कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज दैट वाज द वर्ड ऑफ गॉड. सिंपल. इट इज इतना सोचना नहीं चाहिए इंसान को, मेरे हिसाब से, वरना उलझ जाते हैं.
अपने हिसाब से हम जो भी प्रे करना चाहते हैं वैसा कर सकते हैं.
यस.
क्योंकि कहीं तो ये भी सुना कि ओम नमः शिवाय भी नहीं बोलना चाहिए, ये भी दीक्षा लेने के बाद ही ये वाला मंत्र बोलना चाहिए.
नहीं, ओम नमः शिवाय बोल सकता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. अगर ऐसा एक दीक्षा लेने के बाद बोलना पड़ता है, तो बहुत सारे ऐसे मंत्र हैं जो भगवत पुराण में लिखे हैं, भागवतम में लिखे हैं, और जो शिव पुराण में भी लिखे हैं. तो जितने मंत्र है उसका मतलब, आपने जब भी वो बुक पढ़ा आपको मिल गया दीक्षा, ऐसा समझो. अभी उसके लिए आप कोई गुरु के पास नहीं जाओगे. एंड बाय द वे, अगर आप प्राणिक हीलर हो सो जितने मंत्र मास्टर चुआ ने चैंट किए हैं वो सब मंत्र आप चैंट कर सकते हो. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. आई कैन नॉट स्पीक मोर देन दैट.
पर
बाकी
अगर हम कहते हैं कि गुरु से ही आगे है, लेकिन गुरु चाहते हुए भी अगर हमें नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं तो फिर गुरु ही
नहीं मिल पाता, ऐसा होता नहीं है. गुरु हमारे साथ ही होते हैं, ऐसा पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. मतलब इट इज, आपने प्राणिक लिंक किया हुआ है?
अरैटिक तक किया वो।
एग्जैक्टली. सो देर इज दिस बुक ऑफ ए साइक्लोन एट द फीट ऑफ मास्टर. ठीक है, छोटा सा बुक है वो. मैं रेकमेंड करूंगा सब लोग को पढ़ने के लिए, बिकॉज दैट हैज ऑल्सो सिंबल ऑफ गुरु. क्या होता है, क्या है, क्या नहीं, और क्यों होना चाहिए अपने लाइफ में, समथिंग लाइक दैट. So, if possible, read that book, you will understand. Guru is always present, and Guru is nothing but a kind of energy which guides you through the process of evolution, which guides you towards the absolute truth. It is moreover like that. And your higher self is also one of your Guru. It's moreover like that. And there is one concept of Sadguru, that is a Guru Tattva, which is going to guide you through the entire process of birth and death, lives and deaths, from incarnations and incarnations till you achieve that illumination. Okay.
ये पुस्तक है एट द फीट ऑफ गुरु.
At the feet of master. That is the.
Yeah.
एंड
It's very
वंस
small book.
देयर इज अ रिक्वेस्ट कि अगर आप ऑटोबायोग्राफी ऑफ उसकी
Yogi.
अगर कभी प्लान करो तो एक उस बुक की भी बुक रीडिंग अगर
Yeah, we'll plan about few sessions like that.
आई स्टार्टेड रीडिंग इट बट पता नहीं ऐसे ही सिर के ऊपर से निकल रही थी, देन
अच्छा.
थोड़ा सा मैंने छोड़ दिया.
We can do a book reading for autobiography of Yogi. We'll see. Can you drop me a message regarding that? I'll just make a note on that part. Okay. So with this, we complete our today's session. Tomorrow will be another day. So let's. Yes.
Sir, I had a question.
Yeah. You can speak.
देविका दिस साइड. सर रिकॉर्डिंग आप लोग ड्रॉप कर देंगे, ये जो अभी हमने डिस्कस किया है ये देंगे रिकॉर्डिंग में?
ये सब कुछ आएगा.
ओके थैंक यू सो मच.
व्हाट लाइक, अगर मतलब इफ कुछ किसी को प्रॉब्लम है तो फिर मैं क्रॉप कर सकता हूँ, वरना ये सब कुछ
नो वी नीडेड दिस वन.
बिकॉज़ लाइक दिस काइंड ऑफ सेशन
sometimes it takes
पीपल.
हाँ.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. Please call me Janmesh. Please don't call me sir. Okay.
Oh, doctor. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Really a doctor.
Thank you so much.
Spiritual doctor.
Namaste. Yeah. Namaste everyone. Thank you for this wonderful session. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.